Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and we are having a look at a puzzle by Classified today. We featured Classified before. I don't know if Classified's name has been redacted or is somehow classified, but anyway, I don't know even what I mean by that last sentence, but the name may have been redacted, so we will look at this in a moment. Yeah, I'll have a look at that soon. Now, Simon has planned the next stream of the Blueprints game. We're going to be returning to that world and that house on Monday evening. Do join us then if you possibly can. You'd be very welcome. That is going to be... Our plan is to stream that night, and we'll see how we get on with that house after Simon's great efforts in the boiler room last time. Of course, on Patreon, we have the fantastic Yin Yang Journey Sudoku Hunt by Itrio. Coming up tomorrow, my very hard crossword. There are connections videos every so often, loads of content on Patreon to keep you happy. Do join us there. And you can also join us with our apps, including Fog of War, Arrow Sudoku, and the Worms. Do check them out on the links under the video. We've also got merchandise and SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, and it's just a very happy club of people. You can go to the Discord server and meet many of them. Now, the rules of counting down by Classified are as follows, and I have slightly adjusted the grid Classified sent us. He sent it to us with quite a lot of inequality signs, which was slightly difficult for me to render in software that you can play. So I've interpreted the lines and given us a different rule. Which effectively means we're solving the same puzzle, it's just the grid looks a bit different from what Classified sent us. So normal Sudoku rules apply, 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. The digits on an arrow sum up to the number in the attached circle, so those two will add up to that one. But digits increase in one direction along an arrow, including its circle. So if you include the cells of the arrow and the circle, digits, it's like a thermo going either one way or the other. And the digits in a small circle, we only have one of these quadruples, must all appear at least once in the 4 surrounding cells. So there's at least 1 5 and 1 8 in that area. It's a fairly minimalist presentation, even more minimalist without inequality signs along all the arrows as there were in the original. But I apologise if Classified was insistent on his presentation, but I think this is pretty clear what we have to do. Give it a try on that first link under the video. I'm going to restart the clock and say, let's get cracking. So, in 3 of these perimeter rows and columns, we have 5 cells along arrows. Now, they are always going to be adding up to at least 15 between them. If I colour those yellow, that's 5 different Sudoku digits because they're all in the same row. So they've got to add up to at least 15, and that's going to make all the circles at least 6 that are involved in these rows and columns. There's my first deduction. Now, the rule about how, by the way, it's pretty clear that the rule about a thermometer in one way or another, it's always going to be as if the bulb is on the tip of the arrow and we're increasing towards what must be the largest number on the arrow, which is the circle number. So this is going to be the smallest number on this 3-cell arrow. That's got to be 1 or 2. Every time 3 cells adds up to a Sudoku digit, and they're all different, like all of these instances. Those are the 3 3-cell arrows in this puzzle. There must be 2 digits that are from 1, 2, 3, at least in that group of cells. If we were adding up to a 6, there would be 3 of them, but there must be at least 2. Because if you didn't have at least 2, you would have a minimum numbers of 1, 4, 5, and they add up to too many. So the tip in each case is going to be 1 or 2. The next cell along is going to be 2 or 3. I don't think I'm getting close enough to find any doubles or triples, but the next cell along will be 3, 4, 5, or 6. I could work that out as well. I don't really think I'm getting very far yet. So What am I missing here? Ah, okay, maybe it's an interesting digit in row 1, column 1, because it's so low. Now what I'm seeing there is that there is a maximum for these cells that I'm going to paint red. You could have a 9 and 8 in the circles, but the total of red then is going to be a maximum of 34. Oh, that's not that helpful. I thought we were going to get up to a quite low maximum and know how big these digits were. But if red was 34 and that was a 2, 36, these two only add up to 9, and I don't know as much as I was hoping to know about them. Okay, maybe there is some better deduction about, for instance, yellow. Let me try and ponder that a bit harder. Yeah, I think it might be significant that in all these, or in 2 of these 3-cell, 2-cell places, they go into the corner. I don't know. Oh, maybe, okay, if those added up, if those did add up to 15, then that whole group of cells, we'll call it blue, would add up to 30. 15 is the minimum for this pair, remember, because it's the minimum for that group of 5. So if blue added up to the minimum 30, these two would add up to 15. This one would have to be at least 6, but that's the lower number on its arrow. And that wouldn't work. 6 plus 7 equals 13. So these don't add up to 15. They add up to at least 16. And what happens if they add up to 16? Then blue adds up to 32. These two add up to 13. And we could have 9. Well, I'm trying to get this down to be a 4. This digit can't be more than a 4 because that one has to be more. And we must add up to no more than 9. And it's not going to work. If those added up to 16, and there'd be 32 in blue, and a 4 there, 36, this would be a 9, but the 2 that add up to 16 would have to include a 9 as well. That won't work. So they add up to 17. That is now definite. The blue area adds up to 34, and this orange area adds up to 11. And that's not going to use a 1 there. And this can't be 9 or 8. So it's got to be a 7. Aha! And that's a 4. And 4 on this little short arrow must go with 5 to get bigger, and that's a 9. And now I want to say that these are 1, 2, 3. No, not necessarily. This digit can't be 4 or 5. If that is a 3, that is 1 and 2 to keep them lower on this makeshift thermo. But if that's a 6, that's also 1 and 2. Oh no, that couldn't work because we can't have another 9 in the circle. So regardless, this is 3, 2, 1 and a 6 there. These digits are now 7 and 8. And why don't we have the same problem in yellow as we had in blue up here? I don't know. Let's try and work that out. If all of yellow, let's make those yellow as well. If those two added up to 15, all of yellow would add up to 30. These two would add up to 15, and this would be an impossible 7 or 8. That's no good. So they don't add up to 15. They add up to at least 16. If they added up to 16, this is 32 plus 7 or 8. That leaves this to be 6 or 5, and that's too low. I'm worried that we're going to get into the same problem. I think, again, those have to be 8, 9. This yellow area adds up to 34. Oh, it's going to work okay. We can put a 4 here and a 7 here, just like we did at the top. So there's no impossibility about that. And that 4 is, again, going to be 4, 5 equals 9. Oh, we don't have a 3-cell arrow this time, so we're not going 1, 2, 3 equals 6. Right, but we are filling in this puzzle. Now, what's here? Not a 4. So this is 1, 2, or 3. That's also not a 4. This one is at least 5. If you took 3 and you were trying to get to 8, this would be at least 5. So I think this is 5 or 6. Well, the only two places for 5 and 6 in the row are those two. So that's where they must be. This is a 1, 2, 3 triple. This can't be 1 anymore. So the 1 in the row is going to have to be there on the 3-cell arrow tip. Okay, I think I might be done at the top. Now, let's look down here. The digits we have down this column are 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So 2 and 3 is not enough to get the sum into the circle. So we need to use a higher digit, and that means it's got to be 2 and 6, I think, on that arrow, giving an 8 in the circle, and the other two digits in the column are 3 and 7. We've got a 3 over here to tell us which way round they go. And look, most of our perimeter is now done. Lovely. Now, what else can we learn? It's very much the same story in yellow as it was in blue. There's no 4 there. 5 and 6 have 2 cells that they can be in. And then the others are from 1, 2, 3. And if this one was a 1, we wouldn't get to the number. It is very much the same story. The 2, 3 pair makes that a 1. And then we probably can't do these. Oh, we can, because I've got a 9 in that box. So that's an 8, and this is a 9. Now I still can't do these, because this could be 2, 6, or 3, 5. Yes, I can, because I've got a 5 in the box. Oh, it's very neat, this. Now, surely one of these numbers is going to look up to the top. That one does. That makes this a 6. And that doesn't resolve this circle. That 8 doesn't resolve this circle. Ah. Oh, 6 is looking up. Well, I suppose that was obviously going to be a 5. This can't be, no, whichever it is going to give a different number there. Oh my goodness, I thought we were going to get sorted out, and it didn't happen. Okay, I'm looking at this quadruple now. That cell can't be 8 or 5 because of the 8 and 5 now in its box. So 5 is in one of those two cells around here, and 8, I wanted to confine that to one of those two cells as well, but could this actually be 8? 8, 1, 9. No, it couldn't, because the arrow would be in the wrong order. All of the arrows are thermos. So the 8 is here. This is a 5, 8 pair, and that's a 9 now. Now we can fill in the top row completely, just by adding up. 2 plus 6 equals 8. Still, that hasn't resolved this pair. Oh, there's a 5 in that box, so that's 8, that's 5. Didn't see that. Well done if you're shouting that at the screen. Okay, I'm going to look at this. I did have a quick look at that arrow. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to go to this one, which can't start with a 1 in the lowest digit position. So that's 2 or 3. It can't be 4 or 5, and if I went up to 6, this would get too high. So that's 2 or 3. It could be 2 plus 3 equals 5. If it wasn't that, this is at least a 6. In fact, it is definitely a 6 if that's not a 3, because 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 are all gone in the box. So this digit is now either that 5 or 8 or 9, depend if that was a 6. Ah, that wasn't quite as helpful as I was hoping and expecting. These can't be from 9, 2, 6, 5 or 8. Ah! So we're selecting from 1, 3, 4 and 7 for this arrow. Now that could be 1 plus 3 equals 4 or 3 plus 4 equals 7. So there's definitely a 3 in one of those two cells. And now this can't be a 3 and must be a 2. And now this can't be a 9, but this arrow is not resolved. There's definitely a 4 along here somewhere. Eight, 3, 4, 2, 5. That's going to be 1 or 6. Oh, what about these? There's definitely a 3 in use here and a 4. And these also see 8, 2, 5, 1, 3, 4. So they're from 6, 7, 9. That one can't be a 6. There must be some easier way to go about this. This arrow? We can't put a 3 on the arrow. We can't put a 4 on the arrow because that would need a 5 here, and that's impossible. So the tip is a 1. We can't put a 4 there, sorry. When I said on the arrow, I mean in this cell. This is a 1 or a 2. This one can't be 2 or 3, so it also can't be 5. It's at least 4. It can't be 7 either. So I'm going to put 4, 6, 8 as the possibilities. 4 would lead to this being a 6. But actually that is not possible. 1, 4, 5 is not possible because of that 5. 2, 4, oh, we've had a 6 in the column. Well, there's the simple reason why this isn't going to be 6. I also think this isn't going to be 4 now, because that can't be 5 or 6. So, bingo, this must be 8. It sees 5, 6, and 7. There we go. 8 there. This is a 1, 8, 9 arrow. It didn't resolve anything else. Oh, it did. It made this a 7. That puts a 4 in the circle, adding 1 and 3. Now we can finish the rest of the column, the rest of the row, not column. These are 5, 7, 8. These are 3 and 1. We get a 5 in the circle. This is a 2, 4, 6 triple along row 3. Now, I still haven't resolved this arrow, but down here we've got 9, 8, 1, 3, 7. Everything in this box is chosen from 2, 4, 5, 6. In fact, that's a 2, 4, 5, 6 quadruple. And these digits are 1 and 7. We can't put a 7 in the arrow tip because that number would have to be bigger. So we put a 1 there. 1 and 2 doesn't give a possible number. One of these two must be odd now, basically. So it's either 1 and 4 equals 5 or 1 and 5 equals 6. And that can't be a 5 by Sudoku. 5 there is making that a 4. There we go. So 5 there. Oh, I've got a 2, 6 deadly pattern that I'm... Oh, of course, it's resolved by this arrow and the rule. I've just not remembered that at all. Okay, there we go. 2, 3 go there. Another senior moment chalked up. 2, 6, 9, 5, 1. We've got 3, 4, 7, 8 to put in that way. I mean, the rest of this is Sudoku, I think. 6, 8 pair here, we know the order. 4, 9 pair below, we know the order. This pair is 2 and 5. We've got a 5 over here. That sorts out 2 and 3. So these cells are 4, 7, 9. That one is a 9. So apart from this 4, 7 pair, we've just got the middle columns to do now. 1, 4, 6 along here. That digit is a naked 1. That's a 3, 7 pair. 5, 1, 4, 6. We get an 8 there. 6, 4, 8, 1, 5. This is a naked 2. It sees 3, 9, 7 in the row. Then 9 in the column has to be there. So let's look at this row now. Oh no, that doesn't resolve. Oh, this row does. That's what we call an I-wing when there's one digit left in the row. 6 there, 4 and 6. It's a facetious name. 8 in this row, the last 8 in the puzzle goes there. I still don't really understand why I can't solve 1, 4, 7 in the central row. This digit is 3 or 4. So I've got, oh, it's this arrow again. I've forgotten the rule yet again. We know the thermo aspect of the arrow, and that's going to sort the rest of the puzzle. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. There we go. And let's get rid of the perimeter colouring, which was useful for explanatory purposes, but hardly necessary. And there we go. That is a very straightforward and very beautiful solution. So thank you very much for watching me go through counting down by Classifieder. A very neat idea, very well put together. Classifieder's done most of the work, so we don't have to work too hard today, which is a real bonus. But an enjoyable puzzle, definitely, and An absolute pleasure to bring it to you. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.